Today's math lesson is lesson 25 on dividing a whole number by a fraction. We're going to do number 4 from their homework book. It's a word problem that says some students prepared 3 different snacks. They make 1/8 of a pound of nut mix, 1/4 of a pound bag of cherries, and 1/6 pound bags of dried fruit. So to do this problem in an organized way, I'm going to separate the 3 snacks: nuts, cherries, and dried fruit. So if I look at the nuts first, I take the 3 pounds and I divide it by 1/8. For the cherries, I take the 5 pounds and I divide it by 1/4. And then I take the dried fruit, which I have 4 pounds of, and I divide that up by 1/6. Today in class, we talked about, when dividing fractions, taking the inverse of division, which is multiplication, then taking the reciprocal of the fraction, which means to flip it over, and so multiply those out, and you have 24 nuts. We also learned how to check it, and when you check it, you take the fraction that you're dividing by times your answer, which is 24 over 1. Do that multiplication, and when you do that multiplication, you should get the number you started with, which in this case is 3. So we know that that's correct. So the nuts are 24. Going on to the cherries, take the inverse of division, which is multiplication. Take the reciprocal of the fraction, and I should get 20 cherries. To check it, once again, I take the fraction that I'm dividing by times my answer, do the multiplication, and if I do it correctly, I should get the number I started with, which I did, 5. And then the dried fruit, I take the inverse operation of division, which is multiplication. I take the reciprocal of 1/6. I do my multiplication, and I get 24. To check it, I take the fraction I divide it by times my answer. I do top times top, bottom times bottom, and I should get the number I started with, which in this case is 4. So how many of each type of snack bag will they be able to make? 24 nuts, 20 cherries, and 24 dried fruit. Those are the 3 answers for number 4 from their homework.